Hey, this is Rick from Adelitas Way, and you're on BackstageAxxess.com, where the real show begins.
Gus Custinger here with Backstage Access. We're here with a lucky newly father for the second time.
Yep.
Rick DeJesus, if I'm saying that right.
Either way, DeJesus, it's all good.
Rick from Vegas flying in. I mean, we're talking like an hour ago. He just got here at the Rapids Theater in Niagara Falls. Like I said, Daddy for the second time. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And now you have to deal with the tundra.
Yep. It was a wild journey. It was a wild journey. You know, to go from Portland, Maine, where it was 2 degrees, I got on a plane at 5:45 in the morning. I flew home to Vegas, where it was 73, watched the birth of my daughter, and then I got right on a plane and flew back to Buffalo, where it is a blizzard snowstorm. So, interesting adventure.
So, like I said, the tundra, and it's going to be possibly -6 tonight, breaking records and appropriate snowcore tour. How's the tour going for you guys?
It's going amazing. You know, for us, I feel like in the music business, and people who aren't in the business don't understand this. People cannot wait to say a band is done or over. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
they like to throw it really, really fast. And when we agreed to this tour and we were like, we're going to do snowcore, I feel like there were a lot of naysayers of us, Framing Hanley and Flyleaf, getting together saying, oh, well, you know, how's that tour going to do? You know, Adelitas Way is you know, they're heavier, and then Flyleaf's a Christian band, and Framing Hanley is you know, the girls like them. You know what I mean? So people kind of wondered how the package was going to blend, but. You know, we're like 7 or 8 shows in, and the rooms have been full every night. And I think it's a testament to where, you know, people want to get blessed in the face with guitars. Even though rock has become underground, people want to come out and see the shows because people were so quick to jump on this snowcore tour and just say, oh, you know, because there were some people even trying to tell us we shouldn't do the tour. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're like, oh, I don't know if that's the right tour for you guys, but we knew it was the right tour for us. And the proof is in the pudding because the rooms are full every night. The fans are amazing, and we're having a blast.
The last record, Stuck, came out last spring. Did very well. Tell us about the creative process behind Stuck. Did you guys want to go in a different direction? Actually, I think this record is a lot more melody to it.
Yeah, thank you.
Your voice, definitely, possibly, maybe the best record I think you've ever sang on.
Thank you so much. That means a lot
because you know, a lot of the songs are, you know, like I said, different ranges. It's not just like a heavy. Not that you scream, but you know, a lot more guitars and a lot more melody, a lot more punch to this record.
I feel like you know, first of all, make the creative process. We delivered a little bit of a heavier record in the beginning, and the record label adjusted some things, and we battled with them a lot, so it was a fight. But overall on the record, you know, I hate when people say you can't think about too many people when you're making a record except the band. You know what I mean? Because we put a record out, and some people say, well, it doesn't sound like Homeschool Valedictorian, or it sounds so different. It's like, but that's what we want to do. We don't want to just keep creating the same record over and over again. And then you put a song out, like we put our new single out, I Get Around, that's going to be off this EP coming out. And then some people, we have a lot of complaints that Stuck didn't sound like Homeschool Valedictorian, and now we get a lot of complaints that I Get Around sounds like it belonged on Homeschool Valedictorian. So it's so funny to see both sides of people's displeasure. You know, some people always want you to constantly try something new. Then when you try something new, there's a whole batch of people that are like, why did you try something new? So we just make records for ourselves at this point. You know what I mean? Like, and we want to connect with the fans, but I really focus on getting the message that I have to say heard more than anything, you know, and really challenging myself and the band challenging ourselves.
Being an animal person, I have to ask this question. The first song was Dog on a Leash, and got a song on the record, different kind of animal. And if anybody, hopefully a lot of people out there have the record, seen the cover with the dog with the teeth. You know, is there any message there that you're trying to?
Yeah, I mean, the dog was supposed to represent that we're bad motherfuckers, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what our live show is. That's, you know, you want to. People are always crying about, you know, oh, well, rock and roll's in this position because there's no real rock and roll bands left. And it's like, dude, we're the realest rock and roll band we're as real as you can get. We've been traveling the country in planes, trains, vans, everything for the past 10 years, just blasting people in the face with guitars and a great live show every night. I mean, how much more rock and roll can you get? You know, the way we write records is, you know, we're a band that starts out in a garage, you know, writing together, and then we move on to the jam room, and then we, you know, the last 2 records, you know, Stuck, and then the new one that's coming out. I mean, we pretty much recorded those live, and people. I feel like the more talented you are at your instrument, the less credit you get nowadays. Like, you know, you need to be like a Miley Cyrus to be.
Unfortunately, you want to go there. It's a whole nother discussion.
It's just true though. People give that. People act like she's this iconic superstar, and then you got guys. You know, my drummer, my guitar player.
Really
you know,
play and
me vocally.
right.
I feel like we challenge ourselves, and no one. You know, we're underground, man. We're happy to be kings of the underground, though. It's fine.
Tell us about the producer, Nick Raskulinecz.
Nick Raskulinecz, yep.
Okay, yep. Who worked, I mean, this guy, obviously, he's worked with the heavyweights of rock, Foo Fighters, Alice in Chains, even Rush, who I'm a big fan of. What did he bring out in the band that maybe your other producers didn't?
Nick showed us the right steps towards, you know, we want to make organic live sounding records that sound like real guitars, real drums, real bass, because that's what's missing from music now. And Nick really helped us take the right step in the right direction of starting to capture and perfect the sound that we're striving for. And we're still continuing to try to find that sound, but it was a blast working with Nick. We had a great time.
I was reading a little bit about the story, how you guys got the name, and I found it to be very interesting. And for fans out there who don't know how you got your name, if you could tell them how, you know, the name came about.
When I was about 18 years old, I accidentally ended up in Tijuana, Mexico. I thought I was going to the San Diego beach. I got arrested in Tijuana, and I ended up at a bar called Adelitas, which turned out to be a brothel. And the whole experience, I met a girl there. She was young. She was my age. She had a tough life. The whole experience kind of really made me, when I left Tijuana, I started appreciating the littler things in life, and I was appreciative of just the life that I had, man. You know, because every now and then you can get down and you can feel like your life's tough, you know what I mean? But then when you really put step in the shoes of somebody else, you realize maybe you have it good, you know? So that whole experience, getting arrested in Tijuana, being at a whorehouse, it was not only rock and roll, but it also was an eye opener. You know, it was an eye opener to, you know, to being grateful for the little things in life.
You're talking about how, you know, Miley Cyrus is not very talented, but we won't go there. But you play the piano, correct?
I play a little bit of piano. I'm my gift that I really bring into music is I'm really good with melodies. Okay. Like I can hear a melody on a piano or a guitar or on a vocal or on just you know, some of the best songs we've had come from, you know, me coming in and saying, I have this chorus idea, or I can hear this guitar. You know, it happens many different ways. Sometimes my guitar player have a riff.
And that's what I was going to ask you. You sit by, like, how does inspiration come to you? I'm sure it's different ways, but do you start with the piano, or how do you start?
No, you got to remember, we wrote, you know, we have 4 albums pretty much of material now, and I mean, that's 50 songs, you know what I mean? So there's going to be a lot of different ways that the songs get created, that they get captured, but, you know, some of our biggest hits have come from, you know, vocal melodies, like where it's just like, you know, I need you, you need me, though I like the way, you know, some of those started with just that, right? And then the track was built around it. Some of them, you know, like on the Stuck record, let me think of a song that really, our newest song, Deserve This, was like a band jam. Okay. You know what I mean? Like I kind of, those guys were jamming, dun, 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 and then I just kind of was bobbing with them, and then I just wrote it. Okay. You know what I mean? But some of the singles, you know, Sick was written vocally first, Criticize was written vocally first, Alive was written vocally first. You know, some of
different ways. There's no, it's all organic.
Yeah, it's all organic. Okay. Lyrics, sometimes a lyric will come first. Okay. You know.
What are you listening to currently? Obviously, pop is not the forte, but I mean, honestly, you know, what are some bands that are grabbing your attention?
You know, I'm
besides Adelitas Way.
I'm old school, man. I like some of the older grunge bands. You know, I listen to a lot of Audio Slave, Nirvana, STP, Soundgarden. You know, sometimes I'll listen to The Doors. you know, I just bounce around. I love music, so I listen. I give everything a shot. You know, I'm not really into like, I get stuck listening to a lot of pop music because I got little girls, but that's not for me. You know,
got to do what daddy's got to do, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Tell us about the EP. You were mentioning that earlier.
You know, I feel like before Stuck, I was really excited about the record, and I talked about it a lot, and I talked about how it was going to really change the game for us, and it didn't quite do what I thought it was going to do. So on the EP, I'm kind of sitting back, and I'm going to let the music speak for itself, you know. So I'm really proud, obviously, what we're doing, and I'm really proud of the direction we're going with the new record and the EP, because we're going to put an EP out March 17th, and we're going to put an album out in the summer. Okay. And you know, I really think that every time we record, every time we make something, we're trying to either you know, be great for the moment, or at least be great when we're gone. Like, you know, I think one day, and I always tell everyone this, I think one day we're going to be appreciated a little more than we are maybe at the moment. You know, I don't know if it's going to take one of us dying first, or you know what I mean. But I think that people will look back at us 20 years from now when we somehow are classic rock, you know, and I think then people appreciate our catalog a little more than they are at the current moment. And do you have any working titles for the EP and the LP? Or yes, no? The EP is going to be called Deserve This. Okay. We have a new single that just hit radio this week called I Get Around. And then we're going to work on the full length in probably May, June, and put the full length out in the summertime. We did it in the same place we did our first album in Chicago at Groove Master Studios, and you know, we're just constantly trying to do something great for ourselves and great for rock and roll. Sounds very interesting. Obviously, check out AdelitasWay.com. AdelitasWayMusic.com, you know, Facebook, all that stuff, Twitter, we're on all that stuff. If you want to keep in touch with us, man, go on the social medias. We got to pledge music because we're tired of answering to bullshit ass dinosaurs. You know, like we're always talking. The record companies. Yeah, the record label's full of dinosaur suits, man, and we're kind of tired of dealing with them. So we started a pledge so we can have a little more control of things and make music the way we want, make music the way, you know, when you listen to guys like Dave Grohl talk, and you listen to guys like Chris Cornell, and the way, you know, Nirvana did it, and just some bands that I do look up to, you know, it started from the bands, man. It wasn't a guy in a suit telling you how to be or who to be. There's guys in a garage banging it out. It comes from guys just making noise, and great things come from that noise, and that's what we're trying to bring that in the rock and roll. And Dave Grohl said that. Listen to the man. Rick, we appreciate you taking the time. Check out Adelitas Way on the road, Snowcore. Check out the new music, EP and LP coming out this spring and the summer. BackstageAxxess, thank you for taking the time. Thank you.